everybody, and welcome back to Dragon Wing Diamonds. I am here today with a whip-in chat, but what I'm actually going to do instead is a kit down-in chat, because as you can see, I finished as yesterday. Looks absolutely amazing. This is Shadow Singer, and the artist is Tony Viento, and this is from Jaded Gem Shop, and oh my gosh. Are you chewing my blanket? I don't know what this dog is doing. No, you leave the bottom of this alone. Sorry. Anyways, so yeah, I finished this yesterday because I was going to save it for the whip and chat today, but then I was like, no, I really want to have 2 finishes in one day because that's the type of person I am. And then turns out I'm really glad that I finished it when I did. Stop, you stinker. I'm glad I finished it when I did because today ended up being a rough day, but I will explain more about that later. So yeah, I will be doing my kit down then, which I think is actually kind of a perfect closer to the event. So yeah, this is my extra drill storage. I sort them out by company, so I have Jaded Gem Shop squares on here. And so, let's see if I have, I'm sure I got some like colors, but I know a lot of these are going to be not so like. So yeah, we'll get into it. So I hope everybody's having a fantastic week. I know my week started out pretty okay, but yeah, last few days have been a little on the rough side. Or today's been rough. But yeah, like I said, I will definitely get into that and talk more about it. I gave you guys kind of a little blurb on my my post yesterday about Sydney, so yeah. Okay, so you're gonna not have a lot of them. So yeah, can't believe tomorrow is December 1st already, and the event is over, or gonna be over. We do plan on having a exit form because I know people have been asking about it. I know I'm probably gonna get more questions about it. Yes, there will be an exit form. Sophie said she was gonna get it all set up once her sister's internet is in place, because apparently her sister's been living in her house for a year with no internet. Explain to me how that works. I don't know. I wouldn't survive without internet. But yeah, so they're getting that set up right now, so hopefully she'll get that out. I probably have to poke her about it again later, but we'll see. So yeah, and then 0. And then as promised, I know I'm posting this on Thursday, but I will have a Friday video up, and that Friday video will have our announcement of our winner for the giveaway that I did in last week's whip and chat. So yeah, let's talk about the week. So for my class, we finished our book, Fortune Favors the Dead by Stephen Spotswood. Like, I'm not usually a mystery fan, but I actually really enjoyed this book. It was absolutely phenomenal, and like the way he wrote the characters and stuff, they weren't just like, I mean, he did the hard-boiled detective trope, but he didn't like he made fun of the hard-boiled detective trope, because we have a female hard-boiled detective and her assistant, who is a young girl as well. And so it's very interesting. It was very interesting reading their story and what they went through and stuff like that, and how they solved the case. So yeah. 0, leave him alone. Climb up. Okay. So yeah, it was very interesting. And then like there was a discussion that was sparked on the last the day of class that we talked about it, like the last day of class we talked about it. And I don't know, I don't agree with the standpoints that some of my classmates had. I'm not going to talk about it like in full detail here because I don't want to start something. But, you know, it was just one of those things where people complain about one thing, and then somebody tries to do that, and then they say this person is not in the place to do it. And so that was a little frustrating. And like even my friend who's in the class with me, but she ended up missing the discussion because she wasn't feeling good that day. And so I was telling her about it, and she was like, I don't agree with them at all. And like she's part of the like, I guess the community, I should say. Yeah, I think that'd be a good way of it. So yeah, she's part of the community that this would affect if people were not happy with it. So yeah, it was annoying, and I felt very upset coming out of that class because like made me rethink things that I want to do, and I'm like, no, I'm not okay with that, because I want to do something. Okay, so I guess I probably should talk. So I'll say a little bit about it. So it's about inclusivity of a certain group of people. And because this person was not of that group of people and not of the same gender even, they felt like it was not his place to talk about, like, write about this. And then it's just like, okay, but you want this inclusivity, but then you're gonna like say that the people who are getting published right now shouldn't do the inclusivity. So yeah, it was just really frustrating. And like I said, my friend, she's part of that group, and she's like, no, I think this was really well done. Like, if it was done distastefully, then I would understand their points, but it wasn't done distastefully. And honestly, they didn't have a problem with it until the teacher brought the question up, and they're like, oh, wait. So, I don't know. That kind of frustrated me, but it doesn't ruin my opinion of the book. I think it was a fantastic book. I have the second one checked out with Libby right now. I have like so many books checked out from Libby. I have to really sit down and listen to them. But yeah, so I'm excited to have another book series in my notch to read. And then I did my last response paper, and so all I really have left for that class is our final paper. So that's really exciting. And then also this week was a big week for me. I actually I applied for graduation. Like, I'm comfortable enough at the end, like, because I wanted to wait until I knew for sure how I was going to be doing, because I was a little concerned about some of my grades and stuff. I'm like, oh gosh, what if I don't do as good this semester? I was getting concerned for no reason. So yeah, good news is, yeah, so finally I did it. I applied for graduation, and I will be walking the stage in the summertime. So that's going to be very exciting. And yeah, and I'm starting to apply to jobs already. So I'm like, oh, look at me, I'm being an adult now. Actually, I mostly applied to this one because it just like fell into my lap, and I'm like, ooh, this is a perfect job for me. Absolutely perfect. I would love to have this job. So fingers crossed, but I'm not feeling too confident on it because they have like over 700 applications in on it. So it's one of those things where I know I'd be a great fit for the job, but they may not even get to my application just because they have so many. But that's okay, because you know what? I'm going to push hard and continue applying. Speaking of which, I'm going to do that as a incentive for any purchases I make going forward. So, for example, the butterfly effect wear pens this weekend. Oh my Lanta, they're calling them cranberry spice. They are so gorgeous. Like, I wasn't sure about them at first, but then when I saw them turned, I was like, yeah, I kind of want these. So my way of earning one is I have to apply to 5 jobs. So I already have one applied to. I have to do 4 more by the end of the day tomorrow, which is Friday. And I will earn myself the right to purchase one of those pens. It's kind of like, you know, read a chapter in a boring book for school and then reward yourself with a cookie. That's basically what I'm doing here. So, okay, we have a lot. So yeah, I am very, very excited and also very scared, because it's like, okay, well now the thing I've known for my entire life for 2 years is going to change. I'm moving from just being a stay-at-home mom now to actually working and stuff like that. So this is going to be a major transition for me personally, because I really haven't worked in I've worked in 2 years, but I haven't worked much in that 2 years because I got my job. Started working part-time right when I first found out about school, and then I worked for basically my entire pregnancy. And then when I went out for maternity, that's when things started changing. So I took my full 6 months of maternity leave, and then I got back. And then when I got back, they're like, oh, by the way, we're making things are changing. So part-timers have to work weekends now and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, I'm already giving you 4 days a week, and they weren't going to give me a day off during the week either. So I was like, you're already getting 4 days a week out of me. I'm supposed to be part-time. I'm in school. That is my priority. School and my child are my priority right now. and you want me to come and work weekends when I flat out told you that I wasn't going to be able to do this because I'm in school. And they're like, yeah, well, there's nothing we can do about this. And I'm like, well, what if I go down to per diem employment? And they're like, no, even if you're a per diem, you still have to do this. I'm like, well, then, okay. And so that's when, like, I went home to my fiance that night, and I was like, so this is what they're trying to do to me. And he's like, oh, okay. And so, like, we talked it over, and honestly, we realized that I didn't need the job. We were going to be fine without me working, especially since I did have some money saved up still. So I was still paying my half of the bills and stuff like that. But yeah, it was so annoying because it's like, okay, we had this agreement with me coming in, and now you're going back on this agreement just because, like, it's not my fault that you can't keep people. How would this pay people what they're due, what they're owed? And so yeah, it was frustrating. So yeah, I basically was out on maternity leave for like most of my employment there. And then I left, and then I've just been basically unemployed ever since. So, yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's been working out well for me, but it's just going to be a weird transition going back into school, or going back into work and everything instead of school. But I think it'll be good for me. Yeah, because I feel like I felt it with the event and stuff like that. Like, I felt like I had a purpose again. As funny as that is, like, yeah, I know I'm a parent and stuff like that, but I mean, I don't want my whole persona to be defined by the fact that I am Sydney's mom. I want to be my own person as well. So I am looking forward to getting myself back into that kind of position. So yeah, that was quite a tangent, but yeah, I am very excited about graduating though, and having my bachelor's. It's insane to think about. So yeah, hopefully the job hunt goes quick and I won't have to worry about it too much. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick sip. Okay, what happened over the weekend? I feel like the stuff happened. Let's see, when did I talk to you last? Oh yeah, so I talked to you Friday morning, I think it was. So on Friday, I went to Friendsgiving at my cousin, my best friend, however you want to call it. She was my best friend from high school, but then she ended up marrying my cousin, so now she's my cousin as well. But they decided to host Friendsgiving, and so we went over there and had a second Thanksgiving meal, and Sydney got to play with a couple of her cousins, Felicity and Paisley. So that was fun. And it was interesting because, like, Lissy, she's 2, and right now she's got, like, all of her mom's attention because her older sister's in school, of course, because she's 5. And so it was very obvious that she was kind of getting jealous of Sydney because her mom was paying attention to Sydney, and so she'd, like, start doing the same things that Sydney was doing just to get her mom's attention. But yeah, it was really funny because they had, like, a cake, or like a 12-pack, there we go, a 12-pack of Dr. Pepper sitting out, and Sydney, like, took every single can of Dr. Pepper out and handed them to Natasha. It was so funny. But yeah, so yeah, we had fun with that, got to hang out with all my friends, had a little drink, which was nice because, you know, I haven't really drank much since, you know, I had a baby. Since before I had a baby. So yeah, we had a great time, and it felt so great because, like, I was able to see all my friends, and, you know, we don't get together very often because, you know, life is life for all of us. Like, we all have crazy lives. Like, most of us are married and, of course, full-time jobs and all that stuff. So yeah, but it was fun, and, like, we did our Christmas exchange too. So yeah, I got some good stuff, and Sydney got some fun stuff that she absolutely loved and still loves. She's been carrying around this, my friend Angel got her this little barn, like a Little People barn, and it, like, you push a music note and it sings songs and stuff like that. And she's been carrying that around and, like, pushing the button. It's so cute. But yeah. So yeah, we did that, and then, of course, we stayed as long as we could, but then, of course, small child dictated that we had to go home with our grumpiness. So we're like, okay, well, we need to take off here. But yeah, that was our our day. And then after that, like, we definitely needed a social battery recharge. So our Saturday was like literally just chilling. Like, it was funny too, because like on Friday I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have the energy to go out and be social for a second time this week, because I went to Thanksgiving at my mom's house the day before, and now we're going to this tonight. And then like my mind was trying to tell me like, and then we only have like a day off, and then we're back to work and stuff like that, at work and school. And then my brain's like, no, today's Friday. So I was like, okay, never mind, we're good. So we ended up having the weekend to relax. And then, of course, the weekend to relax also concluded my Black Friday shopping. Because Enabler's Outpost had to come out with the Hogwarts Houses pens. And, yeah, so I had to have one of those. I just had to. There was just no doubt about it. So I purchased that. I ended up with a thin one. I wanted the standard one, but I wasn't going to go back looking for it, because I was like, at the moment I do this, they're all going to be gone. So I ended up with a thin one, but it's okay, because I actually like it. I honestly can use most sizes of their pens. I think it's just like the overly chunky ones that I can't. So yeah, I got that, and I requested a mystery turn on it, so I cannot wait to see what's going to come out of that. And then, of course, my brain's sitting there going, hey, you realize you have enough stuff for a small shop haul now. I'm like, yeah, I do. So, yeah, that's really exciting. So I will have a small shop haul in the coming weeks once I get my stuff, because I have a custom tray that I ordered from Bijou Bliss. I have the pen from Enabler's Outpost. I got some of the caulk from Abigail, or Swartz Designs by Abigail Marie. I couldn't resist, because if I'm getting a gingerbread dragon, I have to get the gingerbread scented caulk as well. Like, there's no doubt about that. There's one other thing. I feel like there's one other thing. Actually, so I thought the Enabler's Outpost purchase was going to conclude my Black Friday shopping, but over the weekend, I'm sitting there, and Stealthy, my girl Stealthy, she got me. She sent me the cutest little cover minder from Galloway's Gallery, and it was a little gingerbread dragon. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this will match that painting so perfectly. She's like, yeah, I know, that's why you need it. I'm like, I know, this is why I need it. And then I looked, and I saw that their Black Friday sale was still going, and it was like buy 6 and get 16% off or something like that, which once I had the 6 and checked out and stuff like that, it was basically like, it was maybe like 10 cents short of buy 5, get 1 free. So, worked out nicely. So I ended up getting 6 cover minders also from Galloway's Gallery. So, yeah. That's what I did. And then, of course, Diamond Art Club, they had to announce that gorgeous Tiger JoJo's art painting. Like, I know it's dark and everything like that, and a lot of dark colors, but oh my god, I want it so bad. But, yeah. There's always going to be more that you want. And then, of course, Enabler's Outpost doing their buy 2, get 1 free on pens right now to help clear out their stock. I'm like, no, stop. I don't have any more money. And then Jade did her other sale too, her Cyber Monday sale, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then, of course, the Diamond Art Club Cyber Monday sale too, announcing those Margaret Morales paintings and that Mrs. Buttered, and I'm like, okay, so this is where you guys been hiding all the ones that everybody really wants. So, unfortunately, I missed out on Cyber Monday, and I was kind of bummed about it. I was really bummed about it on Saturday, I'm not gonna lie. So, I'm like, not Saturday, on Sunday. But, I was like, you know what, it's fine. These paintings will come back in stock, and I'll get them then, and it'll be fine. I'll be working soon, so won't have to miss out anymore. But, yeah, I'm just like, man, Stealthy girl, you're killing me here. But, yeah. So, yeah, Cyber Monday, we didn't really do much. We were supposed to look at stuff for, like, the boys for Christmas and stuff like that, but we actually ended up not doing that, so whoopsies. It's okay. Sales will still be going on and stuff like that. But yeah, we just relaxed for Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday was just back to the grind again, Back to school, he was back to work, and our time off was over. So yeah, that was the weekend. Nothing too eventful, and then not much really happened earlier this week. We have the boys this week, so, you know, getting back into that swing again and trying to work around. So, of course, Alex is 11 now, so, I mean, he's starting to get to that age where he's got his best friends and he wants to do stuff with his friends and stuff like that, which is completely understandable. But the thing, like, they always want to be playing on headset, like on Fortnite and stuff like that. And, like, usually we don't mind, but he gets very loud when he's doing it. And so we kind of had to make the rule of, while your sister's sleeping, you can't be doing this. And so, and then we're also ran into the problem of the fact, like, when he does use his headset, he needs to, use a wired cord. And of course, you know, we got the puppy right now, and he likes to chew everything. And if something new is in his line of sight, he's going to go and chew it. And so we're, like, trying to explain to Alex, like, yeah, this is going to be difficult because of, like, this. And he usually plays a Switch docked and stuff. And it's like, well, I mean, you can't really play it docked on headset right now, at least until Zero's to a point where he's no longer chewing everything in sight, which we're getting there. We are slowly getting there. It's just when new stuff comes into his territory, we're learning that's a difficult thing, because he kept going crazy over the little people stuff that Sydney got for Christmas. So yeah. But we finally worked out a way, like something, we finally figured it out. So apparently when the boys were with their mom, she took them shopping on Black Friday, and they finally got new Switch cases, which, you know, we were saying, like, Drake needs a new Switch case, like, ages ago, because he got a new Switch, and the case that he had didn't fit it anymore. And so he was just carrying a Switch with no protection back and forth between our houses, and I'm like, that's just gonna get broken. But yeah, finally she finally got them new Switch cases, and apparently they had, like, a lot of these cool features with them and stuff like that, and they can be used as, like, a stand to prop up the switches and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, this is a really cool thing. And so that also made it so Alex had a stand for his Switch, so he could start playing undocked without, like, craning his neck and stuff like that, because his Joy-Cons don't work on the side of it, so he can't just play it that way anymore. So yeah. So we came up with, like, a plan, like, okay, obviously after school you have to do your reading first, that's most important, get your homework done first, and then afterwards you can like go on and play with your friends and stuff like that. And then I, like, told him, like, just one thing, don't spend all your time up, like, because we told him he can go upstairs in his room and do it, and we're saying, just, like, don't spend all your time up there, because we do actually want to spend some time with you. So, so far it's been kind of like a hit or miss, or it's been kind of, it's working, but it's not working at the same time, because, like, so basically that first day, his friends weren't on quite yet, and so, like, he came back down and asked if he could text his one friend, and we're like, yeah, that's fine. And so he texted his friend and was asked if he was coming on. He's like, oh yeah, I'm getting on. So then he went back upstairs, and then, like, 5 minutes later came back down. He's like, oh, he hasn't gotten back on yet. Can I text him again? And we're like, okay, no, you're not just gonna, like, text your friends 10 times to see if they're gonna be online. You text them once, and if they respond or not, then that's fine. I think he sent another text afterwards saying, like, oh, I'm on, where are you? And he didn't respond. And then after that, he's like, can I text him again? It's like, no, you can't, because we're not gonna just be, like, bombarding people with a million texts. If they're on, they're on. If they're not, they're not. So that was, like, day one. We're like, okay, just. And then I think he ended up playing with somebody. Or no, maybe he just came back down. I don't remember. The second day, he went up and he came back down again. He's like, oh, can I text? It's like, okay, we're not gonna be doing this every day where you're just gonna be texting your friends to see if they're on. Just log on, be patient. If they log on, then you can play with them. Plain and simple. So that's what he did. He went back upstairs, and it sounded like he was on with people and stuff like that. And then it came time to lay Sydney down for bed, so I went in there and like I called his name like 5 times and he didn't respond, and finally he like heard me and like I'm like, okay, first off, if you can't hear me, your volume is too high. We've had this conversation with him twice so far this week alone. And we've had this conversation with him many times. It's like he always like jacks up the volume of his headset so he can't hear anything else. And it's like, no, you can't be doing that. You need to be able to hear us when we're talking to you. But yeah, so yeah, then he was like, and he kept asking like a million questions like, oh, well, can I do this? Oh, can I do this? And like finally we sat down with him like, okay, this, like, you know the ground rules for this. And like we also had to tell him too, like, you don't have to ask our permission to go up and play in your room. Like if you want to go upstairs and play with your room, just tell us you're doing that and head upstairs. But yeah, I was just like trying to like explain to him like, okay, look, you don't need to be asking a million questions when it comes to this. Like you shouldn't be having to pull your phone out. You shouldn't be having to, well, I mean, we told him like, yeah, you can text your friends. We don't care about that. It's just we don't want him like scrolling YouTube shorts and TikToks and stuff on his phone because, you know, we don't really believe that they should be on YouTube or TikTok right now. But that's just us. But, you know. So yeah, that's just been a whole battle and stuff like that. And I think we're finally in a good position with it though. He's got a good setup and stuff. Oh yeah, and like the other thing was like after Sydney's in bed, can he play with it like on mic with his friends downstairs? And like I was like, well, we'll test this because you get very loud, and we're like, if we have to tell you once to quiet down, then you're getting off. And he said that was fair. And he did pretty good that first night. Like there was one time that I warned him, I'm like, you're starting to get dangerously high there, and he's like, oh okay, and he corrected himself and stuff like that. But yeah. So yeah, it was just a whole thing, a whole thing. But yeah, now I think we got a pretty good system set up for it though. But of course, you know, today he lost the privilege to do that, but I'll get into that too. But I think we got a pretty good system set up for him right now, where he's got a place where he can also like go and, you know, play his game and talk to his friends and, you know, be a kid and stuff. So I think it works out nicely. And then like another thing that happened this week, we were like our neighbors texted us and we're like, okay, so what is too cold for you guys? Because I mean, we haven't really had them outside playing over the last couple weeks, just because the temperature has dropped immensely here. We actually did have some snow earlier this week too, but we don't have the storm. That storm is actually currently hitting Buffalo. We're not in that line, unless it comes our way, but I doubt it. Anyways, yeah, so it's gotten very cold out though, and so it's like, okay, well, it's a little bit, if it's below freezing, we don't want them outside playing in the dark and stuff like that, because it's just too, because with the snow sunlight and stuff like that, it just gets really like bone chilling cold. So yeah, so that's what we told the neighbors. We're like, okay, basically this is our feelings on it, and they're like, okay, yeah, we agree with that, definitely. So yeah, hopefully the kids can go out and play this weekend, because since we did have our first snowfall, that means the trampoline is going to be coming down after this weekend. We are giving the kids the weekend to get one last hurrah on it, and then we'll have to take it down, because last year we decided not to take it down, and that was a big mistake, let me tell you. It was a big mistake. Because, you know, it didn't snow much the couple years previously, and we took it down each year. We're like, you know what, let's just leave it up this year. We'll see what happens. It should be fine, right? It was not fine. It was not fine at all. So, so yeah, we ended up, so it ended up snowing, and it was like a heavy, like one of those wet, heavy snows, and like we just watched the trampoline just like bow in on itself, and we're like, oh no, this is not okay. So yeah, we're like, okay, well, we're gonna have to make sure not to do that again. So yeah, this year it will be coming down. Wow, that went really fast. Well, maybe I can do some kit prep for my next one of my next kits I'm starting. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second and then I will be back with a different background here, so hold on one moment. Okay, welcome back. So yeah, I'm gonna get, there we go. I'm gonna get prepping on this canvas now. This is gonna be one of the ones I'm starting for the start of December. This one's basically just gonna get me through until I have my advent calendar, so I'm excited for that one. Okay, so talking about the kids, last hurrah. I told the story about the trampoline and the snow issues we've been having. So yeah. So we basically told the kids this is gonna be happening, so we'll make sure you guys get outside and play. We told the neighbors too. We're like, yeah, so the trampoline's coming down after this weekend, so we'll try to make sure to get the kids all outside and playing, so that way they can do their last play before the winter hits in full swing. Okay. Got these cute little penguins. They don't really match the kit very well, but I figured it's something Christmassy because it's not really a Christmassy kit. Where's my carburetors? Just going to peel this back. I'm also learning that since it's cold out and I'm wearing long sleeves more often, I'm having trouble with the excess glue. So I'm actually going to, that just happened. I'm actually going to tape down the edges here. Okay, so yeah, trampoline's good. Okay. There we go. I don't know if I can do this without messing up. Hopefully I don't mess up. So yeah, I guess now we can get into the current events of last night. I'm sure you guys are, I know not everybody read the community post, but I know some did. But that kind of gave an explanation as to what happened last night. So we got the boys in bed and everything, and of course Sydney was in bed sooner than that. And we discovered that she's got another tooth coming in. It's the last of her, she's still got 3. Alexa, stop. Okay. Just told me okay and then stopped. Things been finicky lately. So, where was I? Oh yeah, Sydney. So yeah, she's starting to teeth again, and I feel like every round of it is so much worse than the last, because the first round of teething was like, oh look, there's teeth, and we're like, oh okay. She bit me one day. I'm like, oh wait, you have teeth in there. No symptoms really at all, and then each round after that's been getting slightly worse, and then last night just took the cake. I think it was about 9:30 last night, because my fiance got the boys in bed, and then took a shower, and then once he was done with that, he ended up taking the dog out, because of course Zero waits until he's sitting down at his stuff to tell us what he needs to go out, and it's like, oh well, that's funny. So he took the dog out, and then while he was doing that, Sydney started fussing, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe she just dropped her pacifier. It's pretty standard for her. So I go upstairs. Well, he came in just as I was heading upstairs, and he's like, oh, is she fussing? I'm like, yeah, but I think she just dropped her pacifier. Get upstairs. She did not drop her pacifier. She ended up getting sick in her crib, and it was all over her. It was in her face. It was on her face and her hair, and it was just everywhere. And I'm like, oh god. And so I ran into this, like, because, like, at first I'm, like, looking at her, I'm like, wait, you, because I didn't turn the light on at first, I'm like, oh, wait, you still have your pacifier, and then I'm like, wait, what's that smell? I'm like, oh, no. And so I went to the stairs, and I called my fiance up, I'm like, I need your help. And then he came upstairs, like, oh, what's going on? I'm like, she got sick. And he was like, oh. So basically, 9:30 at night, we are sitting there throwing her in the bathtub, because, like I said, she had it all up in her hair, and it was, like, in her, like, she got it in her eye and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, this poor girl. So, I gave her the bath while my fiance got her bed all set and stuff like that, and then I got her out, and of course, you know, poor girl is just, like, shaking, because, yeah, it's a lot of pressure on your body and stuff like that. So she was just shaking immensely, so I was like, okay, well, I got her dressed, and I told my fiance, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lay with her in bed for a little bit and just kind of, like, help her calm down first before I, like, try to lay her down in the crib and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, okay. So I took her in our room, and, like, we got the lights all turned off and stuff, and me and her just kind of laid in bed and snuggled, and, like, she was shivering for a bit still. I'm guessing it was both from getting sick as well as, well, she was also kind of running a slight fever too. But yeah, I imagine it was from multiple reasons and stuff like that. So I got her all situated, got her calmed down and stuff, and was like, okay, let's get you laid back down in bed. And then she, like, went to sleep without any issues after that. And then like, after that, that's when I put the community post up saying, like, I'm not going to be doing this because I'm going to keep an eye on her tonight just to make sure everything's good. Because, you know, generally when there's one, there's more than one. Thankfully, that was not the case. So, sorry about the Windows alert there. Take a sip. Okay. So yeah, she slept for most of the night without too much issue, but then at, like, what was it? I think it was it was like 5:30 in the morning. She woke up again, and she was just, like, not resettling on her own and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna have to do something here. So first I tried to resettle her, and then she just wasn't having it. And then I went in, I grabbed her, and I brought her in our room and laid down with her and stuff like that. And, like, my fiance woke up a little bit while I was doing that. I'm like, yeah, she's just not resettling, so I'm just gonna have her lay in here with me for a few minutes until she calms down. I was basically kind of trying to see if she would fall asleep, honestly. Because, like, okay, if I can get her to fall asleep here, then we'll be golden. But she did not fall asleep. She just, like, I mean, she was obviously, she was tired, and she was just snuggling with me and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, well, we'll just do this for a little bit. And then I think it was like an hour, because it was 5 minutes before the alarm was supposed to go off to get, I think it was Alex. I think today was Alex's band day, so he had to be out there for the bus early. So there's, like, a 6:30 alarm we have set for that. And so, like, I literally laid her back in her crib 5 minutes before that alarm went off, and I was like, well, this probably was a mistake, because now she's gonna hear all this movement from her dad and her brother, and she's gonna be, like, wide awake. But thankfully that did not happen. And so I got my fiance up and stuff, and he got the boys, or he got, well, I should say the boys, because he got both of them up and ready for school and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't actually measure out, I just go for broke on these. This maybe? The nice itty bitty section. So yeah, I told my fiance came back today was supposed to be the day that he goes in the office too, and I'm, like, sitting there stressing, because, you know, I had this hour of my day my sleep was interrupted and stuff like that, and, you know, I'd basically been up since 5:30 in the morning, and I'm like, oh my god, how am I gonna handle juggling her and the puppy and stuff all by myself today? But then He ended up texting his boss and saying he needed to work from home today. Said that Sydney was sick, and he just, well, this one's not sticking as well as it usually do. But yeah, he said Sydney was sick and he basically needed to stay home and help me out with her, and his boss was cool with that, thankfully. His boss is usually cool with that kind of stuff. So yeah, I ended up falling back asleep, and then I think it was, I don't even know what happened this morning anymore. Like, I think she was up again, and then we got her resettled and back in bed again. So I don't think she actually got up out of bed until like 11, I think my fiance said. And I remember one moment I freaked out because, you know, I'm sleeping and then I rolled over, and I don't know why I opened my eyes for some reason, and my fiance was there, and I jumped. I literally jumped. I'm like, what the heck? And he's like, what? I'm like, I don't know why I didn't expect you to be here. I think that was before he told me he was staying home and everything too. And I was like, he's like, what, you didn't expect me to be here? I'm like, no. And then I asked him, like, oh, did you text your boss and ask him to stay at home and stuff? He was like, yeah, I did. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But yeah, it was just a really funny moment because I got scared, guys. He scared the crap out of me. I don't know why either. It was so bizarre. But yeah, it was a chaotic morning, let me say that much. But yeah, then like 11 rolled around, and that's when Sydney was starting to get up, and like I'm still dead to the world. I'm exhausted. Yeah. I always do this, big sections at the bottom up to the smaller sections, but that's fine. But yeah, I can brain. That's what that was. I need my tweezers. Oh. Okay, got my tweezers. And my knife too, just in case. But, yeah, so we woke up, or Sydney woke up at 11, and I asked him, I'm like, can you please get up with her so I can just try to get like maybe a half an hour more sleep, because honestly I am wiped. And he's like, yeah, there's no problem. So he ended up getting up with her, and I ended up sleeping a little bit longer. I don't remember actually what time I ended up getting up. I have no recollection of any of this right now. Like, this whole entire morning was just such a mess that I'm like, I was in such a sleepy daze for like 90% of it. It was just ridiculous. But, yeah, I ended up getting up and joining them downstairs. And as I got down there, like, Sydney was just laying on the couch with my fiance. And I'm like, or no, I didn't wake up on my own. He called me. And so I called him back. I'm like, what's up? He's like, I didn't want to disturb a snuggly baby down here, but it's time for you to get up. I'm like, oh, okay. So I think it was around noon. I feel like it was around noon. So I ended up coming down, and sure enough, Sydney's laying on the couch with my fiance, and she's like teary and stuff like that. And for most of the day today, she was running a low-grade fever and stuff like that, but nothing the ibuprofen didn't fix. So unfortunately, fortunately, we think it's just teething. But unfortunately, my poor baby's just not doing good right now. She's really struggling with it. But hopefully tomorrow she just is back to more normal or something, you know. Hopefully she's just feeling better. But yeah, it's the first time we're dealing with an illness of this magnitude with her. Where did that one go? There it is. Yeah, it's the first time we're dealing with this illness of this magnitude. She usually doesn't get this sick. This was the first time we've ever dealt with her puking, so that was fun. And yeah, I was covered in it last night. I was just miserable. It's just a miserable time right now, but hopefully she starts feeling better here soon, and road to recovery, you know. But yeah, most of the day today, me and her, like, she basically took turns like snuggling with us. So when I came down, I took over for my fiance and snuggled her on the couch, and then we laid her down for her nap, and then she got out from her nap, and then my fiance took his turn snuggling with her because he was trying to get her to resettle again, see if she would sleep some more. That didn't end up working out, so he brought her down. We tried to give her some lunch. She wouldn't have it. We ended up only giving her some like applesauce for lunch. That was like the only thing that she would actually take. Like, she wouldn't even eat her Cheerios. She wouldn't, like, we got her like chicken and stars, which is basically like, hello mosquito. It's basically like chicken noodle soup. So it's like, oh, this is like the perfect sick thing, but she did not want it. And then after she was done eating, she ran around for a little bit more, but she was just like being grumpy and wanted to be up with have my fiance hold her and stuff like that. So I finished out a quick section on my cross-stitch conversion, and then I told him, I'm like, I'm gonna take her upstairs, and we are going to lay down in the bed up there, and I'll just keep her out of your hair so you can finish your work and stuff like that. And then me and her just ended up staying up there for basically most of the night. I think we came down in time for her to have dinner, and that was it. But we just snuggled and watched Blue's Clues, and it was actually it was relaxing. And I think at one point my fiance said that we fell asleep. He was coming up to get the boys set for reading time, and like he peeked in and both of us were asleep. So that was good at least. So I was able to make her comfortable enough to fall asleep and stuff. But yeah, we have a poor little baby girl. Hopefully she's feeling better soon. So yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys today. Most of my excitement happened yesterday and today, unfortunately, but hopefully, I mean, it's good that has only happened for 2 days and not more. It's not the kind of excitement I want. But yeah, I was able to kit down and I was able to get this kit ready. This is going to be one of my little quick snack sizes to work on in December. I'm very excited for it. And yeah. So what's coming up this week? I have my month in review. I keep saying year, I don't know why. Anyways, we have our month in review for November. That would be posted tomorrow actually. And then I think I have some unboxings, some post reviews and stuff. I don't know, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to post on Monday yet, but moving into December, the month in review is going to be the only time that you guys are going to see any like bigger company art or diamond paintings in it. Because this month I really want to focus on small shops, and so that's why I have this Jaded Gem Shop painting pulled out. I have a Lazy River painting pulled out and ready to go. And then it's saying it'll be here Saturday, but I'm sitting here being like, UPS, you better get to me tomorrow because it's less than an hour away from me right now, so like, nah, get it here. But I do have my advent calendar coming from Sports Designs, and honestly that is going to be a big one. So what I'm planning to I'm doing with that, I guess that's gonna be my videos coming up here. But I'm gonna do it like a 12 days of Christmas with the advent calendar, and I'm gonna do a video on a section of the advent calendar each day. So day one, well, technically you'll see it day two because I want to make sure to post it like the day after the day one, just in case somebody doesn't want a spoiler or anything like that. So, yeah, I'm gonna start on the 2nd, assuming it gets here in time to do so, as long as UPS doesn't delay me. But I should be able to start on the 2nd, and then going through to the 13th, you should have a video every single day of at least a piece of that being opened. So I'm very excited about that. I can't wait. And then of course I'm going to work on that painting as well for the month of December because it's going to be the only Christmassy painting I have in my current possession. I'm hoping that one of my other kits from Jaded Gem Shop will be arriving in December at some point. I think I ordered at beginning of first day of November or something like that. I think I ordered it the day it came out. But it's like one of the Martith art ones, and it's this cute little fox staring at a Christmas tree bubble. So if I get that, then I'm definitely going to work on that as well. So yeah. If I don't get that, well then I have other Jaded Gem Shop kits I'm going to have to pull out, or the other Lazy River kit I have or something. But yeah, I'll get it figured out as we're going. So yeah, that's about all I got for you guys right now. So yeah, throw me a comment. Let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know what your plans are for December and stuff like that. And if you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed here and you like diamond painting content, then go ahead and hit that little subscribe button down there. And then hit that bell to be notified whenever I post new videos. Generally, whip and chats go up on Wednesdays, except for this week. But other things like small shop hauls, post reviews, unboxings, those are more random. So you definitely want to hit that bell to be notified whenever I post new videos. And yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Bye.